So so technically we're on a mission from God.
Well, all right then. I like it.
And that's how you start the whole episode. We're on a mission from God. Halfway there.
On a mission from
And you're
God.
halfway there.
Yeah, we are. I guess we found
there
that.
it is.
Let's start this thing. Who the hell are you people? What are you doing in my podcast studio?
What? Are we starting it now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going, man. We're like, who?
I don't know, because you asked us.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, introduce yourself for the crowd.
Okay.
I mean, I know who you guys are, but maybe the
Okay.
audience doesn't know you as well as I do.
Okay. So we are half of the band, halfway there. And we do a high energy rock and roll 80s tribute, kind of. We started off kind of as a Bon Jovi tribute, and it has morphed into more because we found out very soon in our journey that the 80s, that no bar wants to hear 3 hours of Bon Jovi or any one artist. Except one time Joe Spanbauer told me that the only artist that people want to hear more than 2 hours of is Tool.
Huh.
What do you think about that?
I mean, every Tool song is like 14 minutes long.
I was
so
just
I
going
mean,
to say,
usually that's
it's only
2 songs.
3 or 4 songs. So
it's comparable to like one set for any other band, right? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Tool is my favorite band. So
Is it really?
It's interesting that you bring that up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it actually
We must be
is.
your favorite podcast guests then. Podcast guests.
Absolutely.
Have you had 10,000 Days in here yet?
I have had the singer, James.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, James Flagg. He's been on so far, but not the band.
Do you know who's really good? I'm skipping to the end already. But
Really?
you should have Jose Lozano on here. He's
I have
hilarious.
invited him several times.
Okay, I'll tell him. I'll tell him tonight that.
Yeah, and then he has said he wants to do it, but just I guess I'm thinking about him bringing in some band members. So
Okay, cool.
I think he's wrangling still.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in
Which
wrangle mode.
that takes a while, as you guys probably had to wrangle a little bit to kind of get the three of you on the same schedule. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. So I'm Melissa Ace Hicks, and I'm the lead vocalist, one of the lead vocalists of the band. And these are my bros.
I'm Sean Madden. I play bass and do other nefarious things on stage. I'm the newest member of the band. Well, not really. See, I got to get used to saying that. I'm not now. The second newest member of the band I joined. It's been like a year and a half or so now. But I play bass in the band and bother him when he's trying to play
Oh
drums.
my gosh, he harasses
Yes,
all
he
of us.
does. And I am RT, Ryan, the hitman. I'm the drummer. And yes, this guy likes to come behind me and bug me and screw around with my head and all sorts of things while I'm playing, because he knows I can't do anything because I can't fight him off because I'm playing, trying to keep rhythm. And he's just going,
Well, that happens to you too, Will, right? I mean, you drum, and do people mess with you?
no,
What?
no.
oh, well, come to a jam sometime.
My
and then have
wife,
him
my
play.
wife is busy running around in circles.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's just like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
The rest of the band is just like focusing on what they're trying to pull off.
Well, next time we're on stage at a jam, then I'll be happy to harass you then.
That sounds great.
All right.
That sounds great. Yeah, bring the love.
So there you go. That's what it's all about. A show for them and a show for us.
Exactly.
Cool. So I love to kind of dig into backstory and kind of figure out like what got each of you into music in the first place. Like, what was that album that just kept playing over and over again? Or was it a parent, or was it, just seeing music out there? Let's start over here with the Hitman.
I am one of 4 boys. I have 3 older brothers. We are all musically talented. One brother plays bass guitar. The other one is a drummer, and the other one plays guitar. I used to play keys when I was younger, through my teenage years. And we also would do a lot of 4-part a cappella types of things.
Really?
Lots of it in church and small town, up in the big booming town of Ascove, Minnesota, which is the rutabaga capital of the world. Literally it is, if you looked it up. So
Something to be proud of.
So so
Did you bring a rutabaga for the rest of the class
Why
today?
didn't you bring
I
it?
did not. I'm not a big rutabaga
Rude.
fan.
Is that why you moved away? Too
If
many
it's in
rutabagas?
stew, right? Yes. If it was in stew, it'd be fine because you can't taste it. So, yeah.
Brought
So
to you by
yeah.
Rutabaga Company. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Well, and the fourth. So if you really want to have fun time, fourth weekend in August, there's the Rutabaga Festival up in Ascove, and it's still called the Rutabaga Festival. And it's a fun time. It's just like one big family reunion for everyone.
Why
'cause
haven't we
everyone
been
comes
asked to
home.
play there?
I was going to say, has halfway
there
played there?
There is a bar that I am working on trying to get us to come up there and play.
Amazing.
We will play outside of a bar on a hay wagon.
This is very coincidental because I'm from Wisconsin. I grew up in like Rice Lake, northwestern Wisconsin, but the town right next to it, Cumberland, also has a Rutabaga festival
Shut up.
at the end of August.
Stop.
And I've played it before. So that's kind of fun.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, we're learning things about each
We
other.
are
We
learning
are.
stuff. We are bonding. Yeah, so
Bonded by
now
rutabaga.
he's trying to hold. He is holding my hand right
They
now.
are holding
underneath the
hands over
table.
here, by the way.
It was
I'm
a
glad
moment
he's
that
trying
had
to
to
hold
be
my
shared.
hand under the table. Yeah, so I would say so all my brothers, they were very much older than me, so I grew up listening to Loverboy, Queen, AC/DC, Kiss, and looking at their albums, and just playing them on our record player, in my mom and dad's house. And then when I was 13, my first album that I ever purchased was the Dr. Feelgood album by Motley Crue. And I was like morphed into hair metal. And I was like, holy shit, I need to play this. This is what I've been born to do. And then that just morphed into everything that hair metal had.
Favorite song off of Feel Good?
I would say Kickstart, but Same Old Situation is my favorite song. That is a very fun song. So,
Okay.
So yeah.
Kickstart's probably my favorite Motley Crue song. By
Yes,
the way.
we do play
We
Kickstart.
do that.
Yes, you do. And that's a
And
fun one.
I would love to add more.
Wild side.
I love Wildside too.
That is a fun one. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's pass the rutabaga.
There you go. Pass through.
All right, thank you. So I always tell people the reason I play anything is because my brother is not good at playing music. And what I mean by that is I didn't have a lot of interest in it, very honestly, until he bought instruments and then couldn't play them. And then I picked it up and was just like, oh, hey, this is kind of fun. So he had a friend who was playing guitar, and my brother wanted to play bass guitar with him. And so my brother bought a bass, and he was trying to play it. It wasn't really working out. So he threw that to the side, and then he got drums. Well, in the meantime, I picked up bass and started playing that, and I would go, and I still remember printing out like tablature of Blink-182 songs and going and playing them with one of my friends. Just, hey, we're playing bass and all that kind of a thing. And then my brother tried drums, couldn't do that either. So then we had another friend who wanted to play bass. So I said, well, I'll just go try to play drums then, because I have a drum set sitting at home and all of that. So I actually played drums from probably like 13 till I was like 25 or something like that. So I played drums for the longest time and all that. Never played bass outside of a couple months way back in the day, playing just random songs in a friend's bedroom. And then career, life, kids, all that happened. So I stopped playing everything and went and just did that stuff. And then a handful of years ago, well, almost 10 years ago now, we went to a football game after, saw a cover band. Like, hey, it's just kind of life, and I don't hunt or fish or do any of the other typical, man hobbies around here. So I was like, let's do something. And had another friend who was playing and, kind of got back into it. And we already had a drummer that was better than I was, that we grew up with as well. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll give that bass thing a try again. And so I did. And now here I am. That's how I started playing bass. As far as music, it kind of goes along with, that whole story is growing up. I grew up in Rockford, Illinois, in like a very urban area. So I listened to hip hop, almost exclusively hip hop and R&B, like late 80s into the 90s and stuff like that. I was never interested in like music that had instruments in it and all that kind of thing, aside from a babysitter that I had in the late 80s and early 90s that was obsessed with Headbangers Ball and like all the hair metal, anything on MTV that was hair metal. So that would just be on repeat. So when I first reached out to you and I was like, hey, I like this stuff because that's what I was familiar with from, back, being a kid and listening to some of that stuff on repeat over and over again while I was getting babysat and all that. So it was about the time I relocated to Wisconsin and all this instrument stuff started happening. Then, playing with friends, it was like it was pop punk and then new metal and then all of those things to where I just progressively got more and more into that kind of thing. And then, of course, as you play, you find all sorts of different music. And now I like everything, honestly. So,
except country.
I'm a little, in country, there are some songs, some 90s country songs slap really hard.
There are some cool ones.
But it's not my favorite.
This is recorded, so
Yeah,
if I ever suggest,
it's not my favorite.
can we do a little, Chattahoochee?
Are we really talking about this right now in front of Will?
Just saying.
He's going to get hurt.
Wait, I
mean, I can come into with a country, dooch, dooch, dooch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not that hard.
Yeah, so I think I covered it.
That's your story.
That's
Well,
my
so
story.
far we got at least 2 band members sounds like could swap instruments or jump on different instruments. So I'm waiting for that night to happen when everybody just rotates.
When I first joined, we talked about it, honestly.
Is that right?
Like, hey, let's find a song where we can like switch off and you can play bass and I'll play drums and all that. So it may happen sometime.
Yeah.
That sounds like
have to
Ryan
see.
could jump on the keys as well,
I
right?
could jump on keys if we needed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's threatened that many times.
We have we have a couple different like instrument swap things in the works, or that we've talked about at least, because we have different people that can play different things. And like I said, because I don't sing, I never do, but I can rap.
Oh my gosh!
And
did he
so
rap?
we've talked about like doing some
I am
80s hip hop stuff as well.
So ready to hear this.
Yeah,
He's so good.
Bust
So-
out with some Linkin Park in the middle of your
That would be
80s
dope.
set.
That would be dope. But we've been keeping it in the 80s, so we've been talking
Yes.
about Beastie Boys
Oh, that
and
would be
like
fun,
Tone
too.
Loc and stuff like that.
Oh, that
So,
would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to that
Young
rap,
MC.
that rap rock kind of
Yeah.
fusion moment.
The only thing I cannot do is play and do that at the same time. So anytime I've ever done that on stage, it's a, hey, here's a bass, or hey, keyboard player, play the bass line on keys and all that. Plus, I mean, just if you've ever seen me play, I like to run around like while I'm playing bass.
I have seen you play. Yes, I remember. With a big fancy wig on and everything.
Yes,
Yeah, you
exactly.
were-
That's her fault. I wore it one time. The first show I played with these guys was a Halloween show. And I wore that because I was like, oh, I'm in an 80s band now. I'll just dress up like an 80s rocker. My actual costume that year, I think, was the Hamburglar. But
Which also would have been appropriate, I
Yes.
think, for the.
and then I wouldn't be wearing a wig to this
This is
day. But I
true.
wore that the one time, and then I think the next 2 shows I didn't wear it. And she's just like, "You're not the same person when you don't have the wig. You have to wear the wig from now on. You have to wear the
becomes-
wig."
He transforms.
He becomes a beast, an animal. It's amazing.
Is it literally part of the show now? The
Oh,
wigs?
hell yeah.
The wigs? Okay.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
all the
It's
time,
hair
yeah.
band.
I
It's
haven't
hair
seen-
metal.
That's the thing. I haven't seen you guys without it, so
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah,
know.
yeah. There's certainly, it's not hiding under here. That's for sure. So.
All right, Ace, your turn.
All right. So let's see. My earliest. Well, I was born on a rutabaga farm.
Mhm.
No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't. I just wanted to be part of the conversation. No. So I grew up in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, actually, and my roots come mostly from high school choir. I was in a lot of high school choirs, and I grew up. Actually, my parents were, I'm going to say high school sweethearts. We're just going to call it that. But they basically got together and they were also in choir. They met in choir in high school. And so I grew up around a lot of theater and music and blended vocals and things like that. So I grew up listening to things like a wide array of things like Donna Summer and Jesus Christ Superstar and Pink Floyd. And my dad loved pop. We listened to Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, all that stuff. So I had a lot in that stuff. And so I've always sung my whole life, just as a little girl, swinging on the swing set and harmonizing with my sister. And we always used to do that. And that was fun. And then, life hit, right? Career, kids, marriage, all of that stuff, and just kind of dampens the creativity for a minute. And then I remember one time I was out with a girlfriend and we were singing in a karaoke bar. And I had this guy approach me and he was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about singing in a band?" And I was like, "No, why would anybody want to listen to me sing in a band?" And
How old were you at this stage?
I was in my 40s, I would say, but
Really?
I don't know. Yeah,
So you weren't really in a band?
No, I wasn't at all. No, I wasn't in a band. I was in my 40s and I was just singing in a karaoke bar with some friends. And he's like, well, you should join the Rock Camp experience. And so I know you've heard about that
I
from
have,
some of your
yeah.
past.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
Rock Camp experience is basically, I always describe it as school of rock for adults. It's a situation where you pay to play. You know, you spend a month learning a tribute ultimately of something, and then you get this one performance. You get 4 rehearsals, 1 performance, and then that I was obsessed. I mean, I was first of all, he invited me. I got past my imposter syndrome, and I was like, well, I might as well try it. And at the time, I remember being super obsessed with Queen. Queen was my thing. I did not grow up listening to Queen. I was devastated about that, but I had seen the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, and I was just really inspired by Freddie Mercury in particular.
This is your T-shirt phase?
This was my Freddie Mercury collection T-shirt phase, yes. And I remember I even had a jacket. I had the yellow jacket and everything. I was
that right?
all in on Freddie Mercury. I just wanted to be him, you know. And then so when I got involved in Rock Camp, I was like, hey, can we do a Queen camp? Which we have since done. I was very optimistic, thinking that 4 people could pull that off, and it turns out it took 10 of us, 10 people to pull off what 4 guys did in the 70s. So we did get to do it, which was awesome. But yeah, and just from there, it kind of so we ultimately ended up putting together a Bon Jovi project, and so RT was was the original drummer for that, and we had 5 other people, including us 2, and we had so much fun doing our Bon Jovi project that we were like, hey, let's every single Rock Camp, every single one leaves going, we should keep doing this, and so we did, and I just remember. I remember the email, or maybe it was a text or something you sent me after. It was, can this really be done? And I'm like, I have no clue. Probably, maybe, I don't know. So we just kind of stuck our toe into it and just kind of kept figuring things out and made friends with some people along the way. And
how long ago was this? Just so give us a time frame.
5 years, almost to the day.
5? Okay.
Yeah, 5 years last week.
Okay.
Yeah, since we did the Rock Camp performance.
Wow.
And
Because the biggest thing was like, where are we going to rehearse? Because we don't have the Rock Camp studio.
yeah.
So where are we going to rehearse
So we
at?
tried people's basements. We did the garage.
Yeah. Well, we did, yeah, because one of our one former guitar player, he's like, well, I have my whole downstairs is like one big, not recording studio. I have everything. I've got a drum set, and I've got all the PA and this and the mixer and everything. We're like, okay. So he lived in, where was that? Where do we have to drive? I felt like I was driving to Iowa every time I was.
Burnsville, wasn't it?
Burnsville. Holy smokes. I'm up in Montemita. I was like,
I live in East
I'm
Bethel, so I live in southern
I'm
Canada.
going to see signs for Iowa pretty soon. Shut up.
No, so I've lived in Minnesota now for like 12 years or something like that. I always find it super, because Wisconsin, you drive anywhere you go. Like, especially
I know.
rural Wisconsin. And just to hear you
Yep.
characterize Burnsville as Iowa, it's so funny to me, because all the people I've met from Minnesota, or a lot of them, I don't want to generalize too much, but so many of them, like a 20-minute drive is like the end of the world. It's like, it's all the way over there. And I'm like, that was
But where I
groceries.
grew up, I literally had to drive. I was 25
Yeah.
minutes from school, 20 minutes from, the nearest grocery store. But I've been now here long enough where I'm like, I feel like I'm driving forever.
That Matamita
It's a
side,
50. It's a
All the
50
way to the
minute.
gas station? My
I'm
word.
like, I'm going to have to stop and get gas and like a snack.
A snack. A Gatorade. I'm gonna have to hydrate.
It is a problem. There are this logistical conversation does happen with shows and with practices and stuff like that. We have people triangulating what's the shortest way I can go. I'm just like, just tell me where we're gonna practice,
but
and
in
I'll
all
go be
fairness,
there.
we literally, our whole band is spread out so far. I live in East Bethel, which again, southern Canada. You live in Wisconsin, basically. You know what I mean? Like, we live in the far
Eden
corners.
Prairie, Savage,
of,
like we
of
are
the
all
small
around.
metro area.
Yep.
This big. It is. We're all there. I always say the first 30 minutes is a gimme. So when somebody says, so from my house to Minneapolis is 45 minutes, but I tell people it only takes me 15 minutes, because the first 30 minutes that's just how long it takes me to get anywhere. So see, I'm taking on the rural
That's a good
Wisconsin way.
positive way to look
Yeah.
at it. There you
And
go.
then you don't go,
That's a
45 minutes.
very Canadian way to look at
I
it.
know. Don't you know?
Don't
Eh?
you know? Cool. So that's really interesting. So this band actually formed out of Rock Camp, and I think you're not you're not the first band. I don't think we had another band on here, but you're not the first band that I heard that has happened. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So it was the two of you in the beginning.
Yep.
Any of the other members, were they part of the original?
Sonia, the other lead singer.
Nice.
Yep, she was involved, and then Simon was our keyboard player for the majority of the 5 years, and he came on very soon after. I remember us when our keyboard player from Rock Camp decided not to follow along the journey. We just put out like an ad, or not an ad, but like on the Twin Cities band seeking, just trying to find a player.
Sure.
And he responded almost immediately. And I remember being like, awesome, this is great. And then not knowing that there was such a deficit in the keys department in the world, in our
I was
local
going to say
scene.
that's so lucky because
I know.
keys and drummers seem to be really difficult to find.
They are.
Yeah.
And it was
And then a drummer
incredible.
that plays keys, and that's just magical.
I know, right? And has a rehearsal space
Yeah.
and gear.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
see?
Yeah, we're the garage band.
Two.
Come up to
True.
RT's garage.
True garage band.
Nice. Awesome. So, what happened next? So you guys got out of band camp and you started doing stuff. Like, to take me down the journey of the band.
You want to tell them about our first gig?
Our first gig at the Driftwood?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to play on a postage stamp size
Yeah,
of a
we
stage.
did. Our very first
but
gig
we did
was
fit all 7 people.
we did. We had 7 people in the band at that time.
Is it the same Driftwood that it is now?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't been there. We haven't been there in 5 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty small stage.
Yeah. It's a postage
What
stamp
it seems
size.
to me though, like if your band origin story doesn't include playing at the Driftwood, are you really a Twin Cities band?
If we haven't done 13th grade, is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah. So we were lucky enough to get in there, and then just from then on, and we just started making connections. I think the biggest thing that helped our band grow, honestly, was just going to the jams. We started going to the Mad Mike's jam at Route 47 on Thursday nights, and then the Ziggy's jam on Wednesday nights at Ziggy's in Stillwater. I think that's kind of helped it helped grow things. And one of the things I found is that as we progressed along as a band, it became very clear that every time I feel like when you're in a band, there's like levels that you go to the next level, if you will. Like, I don't want to say like, but like you make strides, right? And you grow. Okay. So that's what I mean, I guess, by levels, growth. So every time we would get to the next stage of growth, we would find that there would be some people that would kind of want to step back a little bit or fall away. And then, so that's how we ended up curating our current roster, I guess, is these are the people that as we moved through those growth moments, that those are the people that came along the journey, or ultimately the Lord or the universe or whatever ultimately put in our path to help us on that next piece of the journey. So we're technically we're on a mission from God.
Well, all righty then. I like it.
And that's how you start the whole episode. We're on a mission from God. Halfway there.
On a mission from
And you're
God.
halfway there.
Yeah, we are. I guess we found
there
that.
it is. There it is.
Yeah, you can't get through. I'm sure you can't get through a conversation without a halfway there joke.
Oh my gosh.
It's constantly something I have to fight back. And when I first started too, before I really opened up and got to my real sense of humor, it was halfway there jokes, I think, almost constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not 2/3 of the way there. We're not
No.
3/4.
Not 3/4.
We're only
We're all-
1/2.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would
Halfway.
say I think after 5 years, I would say that we're all the way there. 5 years is a big. I read someplace or someone I was told that that most bands don't make it a year. Like, people put together groups and they don't even make it a full year, and the second milestone is 5 years, is what I've heard, and that's why last Monday or Sunday or whatever day it was, the 24th of March, was such a big deal for us, because we made it 5 years. That was the goal.
It's tough, right? And you get, many of us are married, right?
Yep.
When you're married to one person, you change over time, and your goals change, and you have to kind of find a way. But when you've got 5 or 6 or 7 people, obviously you're not living with them every day, but you still have a lot of growth and a lot of
sometimes I
changing
feel like
Pretty
there-
darn
personalities.
close.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't want to see you guys for a while. Thank you.
And then he'll be the next person texting on the text thread. Hey, I have a question about something.
Yeah, you better not show up without a rutabaga.
We have
That's right.
exactly. We have multiple.
I'm going to bring rutabagas. I'm definitely bringing them next time.
We have multiple chat threads as a group. We going at all times, and we have a rutabaga thread. We have
There's a no
percussion
there's a
thread.
halfway there. There's a third way there. There's
Yeah.
lots of punny halfway there
Yes.
names and all that.
Yeah,
But, you know, speaking of like the growth of their band and all of that, and you mentioned the jam,
Yeah.
you know, Ziggy's in particular, that's the whole reason I'm in this band. I would have never known or made the connection or anything like that if I wouldn't have gone to the jam, saw her, been blown away and been like, wow, I would like to play with her at some point if that's ever available. And then, you know, 6 months later, I see a post going, hey, we need a bass player. And I was at a point in, you know, I'm married, have kids too, so I have to balance my obsession with, you know, being present as well. But,
Sure.
you know, at that point, it was, I think the first time I saw it, I was still in two bands, and that's kind of my limit is two bands-ish. And then the second time I saw it again, I had left one of the other bands just due to nothing bad. It was all on good terms. It was just like, hey, this is what you want. That's not what I want. So,
Yeah.
you know, fist bump, good luck, and, you know, peace out. But then I saw her post again and was like, hey, you need a bass player. But I was very intentional on like, hey, what are you looking for? How many gigs? Like all that kind of a thing. But it was through the jam. Otherwise, I would have never. Once I open up to people, but like when I don't know someone, I'm not gonna just walk up to you and be like, hey, I want to be in a band with you, you know. So
I would have appreciated that. I would have appreciated that.
It's pretty interesting that you guys bring up the jam. I mean, I think I told you offline or whatever. I was kind of inspired to start the podcast because of the people that I meet at the jams. But also, I have seen you guys a lot at the jams and knew you from the outside. And I was actually surprised. Like, man, this band, like most of the band keeps coming to a lot of these jams. I had no idea that it had such a connection to your actual band.
Yeah.
And that's pretty neat.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more about that, Ryan. Like just the connection with the jam and the Ziggy's Jam and what it means to you as a human being.
I think the jam is like Melissa said or Ace said, we both started up at Mad Mike's up at Route 47 on Thursday nights. But it was such a drive for me. I was like, you know, when and I went over there and we went, you know, we would probably try to make it twice a month, you know, and I would jam and I got to know Mad Mike and it was just kind of hard. I was new and, you know, I am a little shy when I first, you know, get into new crowds and stuff. So it was hard to get to know people and everything. And then once I got to know people and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And hey, they know my first name. And, you know, Mad Mike's coming up and give me fist bumps and all that. And then when Ziggy's was going to do it, and John Sonic was the guy who started the Ziggy's All-Star Jam, he put a post out about it. And I was just like, this is 10 minutes from my house. I'm like,
that was the biggest selling point. That was, hey, you get to go play on stage and meet a bunch of really cool people and have fun with other musicians.
Yes.
And it's close.
yeah. I'm like, this is awesome.
That's RT basically, in a nutshell.
You know, and it was, yeah, when I get there and it was different. I mean, every jam, every bar is, you know, it's just a little different atmosphere, but it's just networking. You know, I've done my own business, you know, that's what I do, you know, in my business.
Yeah.
Networking, building relationships. And I'm really good at doing that. And I love doing that. And I get to know other people. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, you just get to know other bands and other people that are in bands. And all of a sudden someone says, hey, you know, that Will guy does videos, promo videos. We need a promo video. And then, you know, it's just getting to know people and then fostering those relationships. And then, you know, taking care of people because that's what I do in my business too. So it's just, you know, that's just fun. I mean, being the drummer, I feel like I take care of people on stage because I'm the one who keeps the tempo up, maybe a little faster than other people like, but you know, it's a jam. So let's jam it out. Let's do this. So
Very cool.
yeah.
All right, so let's take it around the room. You know, what brought you to the jams initially before you met these guys?
Very honest, it was kind of selfish. I had seen John post for the showcase bands, right? And I'm in another band, and so I was looking for opportunities to grow that band and get out there and meet other people and play other places and all that kind of thing.
What's the name of the other band?
Dirty Bottles.
Okay.
And so so we reached out to John and got booked as a showcase, right? And I was like, okay, we'd never done one of those before, so it's like I kind of want to go check this thing out. And so I think 2 or 3 weeks before we were gonna be the showcase band, I'm like, I'm just gonna go and check it out. And I was, like I said, nervous. I walked in with my bass, didn't really know what the heck was going on. I'm just like, okay, so I walk in, there's a bunch of people there. I have my little bag, and I walked up and I looked around and sat at a table, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do, and didn't know what John looked like. Then I kind of spotted someone in the corner that looked official enough. I'm like, I think that's probably John. I'm gonna go up. So I just walked up to him like, hey, so what am I supposed to do? And he was super nice and cool, and just like, hey, go look up at the list. Your name's up there. When it's your time, go up, play, and all of that. And I think, for me, it was something that I was kind of intimidated and nervous about going into it. And then I got there and it's just like, oh, it's easy. And the atmosphere there is like everybody's friendly and everybody just is open to supporting you and doing whatever. Like that's the thing I like about it the most is it's just super encouraging. So whether you've been playing forever or whether this is your first time or any of that kind of thing, it's just a really inviting space to be able to do that in. So, I very honestly, I wish I could go more than I can because I don't get to go that often. Practice nights often interfere with when the jam is, and family
is really far.
Well, I'm in Eden Prairie, so yes, the drive it's 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic and what section of 494 they decide to shut down.
Yeah.
But I get there when I can, and I always have a blast. And I keep telling myself one of these days, like my schedule's going to open up and I'm going to be able to go more because I certainly have a blast every time I go.
Yeah, cool. Nice. I want to change a little bit then. We didn't get your story on that one, but I think we got enough of that. Tell me some cool stories you guys out playing. Like, so what's some cool venues you played at or something crazy that's happened out that you just want to share?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I was kind of staring at these notes and trying to figure out if I could come up with something.
You're doing the homework and trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to, yeah.
I'd say probably the biggest one was probably Tribute Fest.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tribute Fest was
biggest
amazing. We so Tribute Fest happens at Bayfront Park in Duluth, and it's actually a charity event for veterans. And so there's a number of businesses down there, but ultimately Lou Campbell is the one who runs it, and he's been doing it for years. And there's the stage is beautiful up there, and we got a chance. So there's 2 stages. There's actually the big, huge main stage, which is the one you can see from space, and then there's the one
Is that like the grandma's stage?
No, it's
a different one. Okay.
Well, I don't think it's called the grandma stage.
Where they do the Bayfront Blues
Park.
Festival.
Yeah,
Bayfront Park. So that's the big stage.
Yeah, it's a huge one. And then they had a little, like a semi with the side drop down, kind of.
Those
and
are
that
cool.
was
Typical band shell stage.
yeah, And so
I
we
need
were
one of those just to drive around.
Those are sweet.
No
just
reason,
drop it down and get out and just start drumming.
Set up my drums wherever I want to go. Yeah.
What are we gonna play on?
Walmart parking lot.
Hold, I got you covered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got you.
Exactly. And so we played. So that's kind of like the side stage. So when you usually when you get started at Tribute Fest, typically, and you're a local band, we'll just put it that way, you start out on that side stage and then you kind of earn your way to the large stage.
Sure.
And so we played that side stage twice, 2 years in a row, and then we were finally asked to take the main stage, which was pretty cool. And we actually did the Bon Jovi tribute. So we did 60 minutes of Bon Jovi on the main stage on a Saturday. In beautiful sunny, it was near the end of August. It was beautiful. It was just stunning. And I remember standing up there and thinking, like, how did we get here? Like, what happened?
Don't look at me. I wasn't
I know,
there.
you weren't there
wouldn't
yet.
let me.
Oh,
No. I'm kidding.
but like we were just standing up there, and I just remember hearing like I remember taking one of my in-ears out and listening to our voices and the music just like reverberate over all of Duluth, and it was just like, wow, this is super cool. And then like, okay, so here's your check. And I'm like, oh my God, we get paid too? Like, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I thought I was supposed to pay you.
Well, I mean, it was one of those moments where I think as a band, we felt like, holy shit, and we had like a trailer, an air conditioned trailer, and there was
There were so many
VIP
roadies.
section.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Everyone came out. There was like 10 people that took, because I'm the drummer, so I have all the crap. They literally just took everything up on stage and set me up on the biggest riser I've ever been on.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool. I was just like, oh, all right, I'm done.
And literally, he brought every drum he owned, and they just set them all up, every single one.
Yeah.
Is that
The
right?
drum
Yeah.
set was called Megatron.
Megatron, the drum set.
It was a double.
Which
It was
even more so than driving short distances, this guy loves setting up as many drums as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
He
I feel that. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
that.
80s. So, yeah.
I'm the one who bought his rack system.
Oh, well, there you go.
You
There
bought
you go.
this.
You know how
Yes,
it
you
is then.
did.
You get it then.
And
But
I
yeah.
will not go out with my full double bass kit, even though I don't really need it, but I need it.
It's
you
not
know?
There you
about
go.
a need.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
It's never about a need.
It was nice to be part of the process because of the charity that we were doing it for, the veterans. My husband's a veteran himself, so it was really kind of close to home for us, and just an amazing opportunity to play on a massive stage in front of lots of people, and also alongside bands that I was like, oh my God, they're here. Like kind of having a little bit of a fan moment, being on stage with people that I just really admired. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. When was this?
this was,
August 2024.
yep,
2020.
because that's you joined right after that.
Because I started with them the show right after that one.
Oh, is
so,
that right?
It
yeah.
wasn't that fun, Sean.
Oh no, it was so that's one thing that those are the ones that, at least in my mind, that keeps all of us local cover bands going, right? Are the hey, let's get those gigs.
Yes.
So when you do get some of those gigs, like I was able to play like the hometown festival one, it was a Live Nation production.
Cool.
And same thing. So roadies all over the place, you get your trailer and all that. And those are, I mean, the bar gigs, you guys know, I love those. Those are super fun. I just love being on stage and having a good time. But there's something different about when you get up on that huge stage and you hit your low E or like hit the bass drum and you just feel it. That it's like, yep.
It feels good. Down
The
to your
first time
soul.
I ever had that was way, way, way back in the day in my like We're Gonna Be Rock Stars band when I was a teenager. I don't know if you guys ever remember it, but do you guys remember the Quest Club?
Yes,
It was
I do.
Downtown Minneapolis. We played a battle of the bands there, and we made it onto the main stage for like the finals. And I was playing drums at the time. And I got the first time I'd ever been on any like anything that wasn't like a boys and girls club or a Lions club or something like that. And I just hit the bass drum and just felt it in my chest. I was like, "Yep, this is it."
I've
This is
made
where
it.
we're at.
Yeah.
Nice.
What?
I've made it.
I've made it.
right.
Exactly.
I've made it.
Well, it's a really nice way that you wrap that up, and in terms of like how you felt like as an arrival, right? And
Yep.
I would imagine, like you said, there's a lot of other bands maybe listening to this podcast or young musicians or whatever. Can you guys kind of say, well, what does it take to get there? What do you need to do as a band or a musician to kind of get to that level?
Take and play every gig you possibly can.
Yeah.
Never say no.
That's been my strategy, is anyone that's been in a band with me that I've annoyed to playing every possible gig they possibly can, whether they want to or not. I'm a brute force kind of person. You're never too good to play anywhere. You never know who's going to be at what gig. You never know what awesome moment you're going to have that has nothing to do with how big the stage is or what the sound system is like or how much you're getting paid to do the gig, but just those magical moments, whether it's a memory with the band, whether it's a memory with the crowd, or all of the above. So I think that's something that's really important.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Because
really
you
good
never
point.
and you never know who's in the crowd. We were playing up in Monticello, doing a gig up there, and then someone talked to actually my wife after the show, and we ended up getting a gig the following summer, the BMX.
Yeah.
So we ended up being the it was hotter than hell.
Oh,
Was just one of the hottest
I've
days
never.
ever. But it was the national BMX event up in St. Michael.
Yeah.
And so you have thousands of bicycle people there, and we were the entertainment at the end of the night. But if we wouldn't have played at the place in Monticello,
Mhm.
we would have never got that connection. So private parties and stuff and everything, those are fun, but you never play anywhere. No one gets to hear you.
That's right.
So
Anything to add?
Yeah, I think, as far as like as a band moving forward, I think, playing all the gigs and saying yes to all the things and all the possibilities, I think one of the things I think that's kept us together as a band is how we consider ourselves a bit of a family. And I'm sure every single band can say the same thing, maybe not, but I really feel like that we've solidified a way of operating amongst ourselves that I think, where we all have kind of similar values in terms of what kind of delivery of what kind of show we want to do and what kinds of and the kind of balance we have in our lives and all of that stuff. So I think I think for us, because a lot of bands will fall apart before they get to all the way there, right? And we managed, I think, to stay together because we helped each other out, and we saw each other through dark stuff, and we really supported each other. Like, they really do feel my brothers. Annoying brothers, but and I'm sure I have an annoying sister as well.
You're the sister that my parents never had.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we're just willing to stay committed to the vision of delivering an amazing show and having fun and sharing our energy with people on stage, I think that has really been the kind of test of time, because we've invited people, or the people that are here in the group now are really committed to that vision.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And transparency is also very
Yes,
important, I think, as the band being.
That's why we're annoying little brothers, because we all talk very openly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think, honestly, the single most important thing to anybody, in my opinion, is there's like practice your instrument. That goes without saying, all right? If you need to be told that, just don't play, because you're not going to get anywhere. But I think the most important thing, the shows are fun. Those are easy. That's what most of us want to do most of the time. So have fun at practice. I think that's the most important thing, because so many people dread going to practice, and I look at it as a time to hang out with my friends, to get better at our craft, and to talk through all the little nuanced things that you're never going to talk about any other time, right? So make practice as a hangout, make it fun, whether they're super frequent or whether they're infrequent, make them count. Don't dread them. It's not worth that. If you're not having fun at practice, address why, because that's a problem, and eventually that's going to get to a point where it's not going to be productive. Then people have negative attitudes, and I've been in those situations. I've been the cause of those at certain points, because things were going on that I wasn't happy about, so I walked into practice with a bad attitude. It sucked. We might as well not even have done it. So just make practice fun. I mean, it should be fun. Like, to me, this is my passion. This is what I like doing. I love going to practice with these guys, anytime I can. So I think that's for anybody, that's the single most important thing. We all know we have to practice, on your own, but when you get together with your group, your family, make it fun, make it count. It's just as important as all of the shows and all of that other stuff.
And I think when Sean joined our band, I want to say that the fun factor went way up. We were plugging along, doing our thing, and then when Sean showed up, it just kind of broke a new level of sunshine in the band.
I'm already red. I'm going to get more red.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a silly goose.
Yes,
what can I say?
Yes. We're grateful for it.
No, that's really awesome, guys. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So what's a band practice like? Like, what are you guys when you get there an hour early and cook and eat breakfast first, or are you locked in and
hour early? That's not me. No, that's.
I wish we could get together and have food. I would love to. I'm Italian, man. I want to have food all the time. So,
but but we have done some where it'll be cake or cupcakes to celebrate someone's birthday or something like that afterwards, and then we go around the horn and, hey, what new songs do we add? What do we want to do? All those kinds of things, much to someone who's clicking Styx chagrin, sometimes there's a lot of conversation in between songs about, hey, what about this? Let's do this other thing. I think more recently we've been trying to take, rather than just, hey, let's run through songs, let's dissect particular parts of particular songs. We don't need to play the entire thing. We play the song 8 billion times. We're going to play it 5 times in the next month or two, let's just, get this one part of the song and let's rep it over and over and over again. So it's that, again, that's making practice productive, is work on the things you need to work on. You're not just there to run through songs mindlessly for the hell of it,
Yeah.
Now, if you need to, you need to, but, but it's just about as much of that banter and joking, and I think it's that stuff as well. Again, you just got to enjoy being there, and if you enjoy being there, just like we're enjoying having this conversation or anything else, like if you enjoy it, then things just happen naturally, and I think it's a lot more productive.
Agreed.
So what we do runs the gamut. I could be messing with this guy. Her and I could be going at it. I mean, we're playing songs and all that kind of a thing. But, there's food, there's fun, there's all that kind of stuff.
There's lots of laughing. Sometimes there's impromptu choreography. I think I have videos of some of those things.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I have video evidence of that.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you're just waiting to use it, too. There's always car Tetris outside where we try to, fit all of our cars into RT's driveway. That's fun.
I have a 6-car driveway, and times they still don't quite all.
But I
fit
feel
in.
like if there was anybody that were going to join the band or whatever, we would have to be like, what size of car do you have? Because if it's too big, you can't be in the band because you won't fit in RT's driveway.
That's true. It's a big driveway, but it's
Just not big enough.
right. Yeah, if you drive a truck, you're out. Sorry.
That has nothing to do with the size of your driveway. You just want to be the only one that has a truck.
Maybe
That's fair.
that's fair.
And if you have to drive less than 20 minutes, you can't be in the band.
Yeah.
Because then we can't.
Unless it's him.
You can
drive as far as you want.
You can drive as far as you want. You can drive
Then it's
from
perfect.
Iowa to come to my garage.
Exactly.
If somebody joined our band, they'd be like, actually, I live in Albert Lee. We'd be like, that's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
How do you feel about driving up here? Because we're damn sure not doing that.
Yeah.
But we do have a roaming practice. We practice at his house sometimes. Jeff, our guitar player, he's in Savage. We practice at his house sometimes. Someone else didn't like that drive.
It's an hour and 10 minutes for me. I have to
So-
cross state lines to get there.
So with my other band, we rehearse at Taylor Sound in Hopkins. So we met there this last time. But no matter where it is, it's always fun. It's always the same vibe. So
Cool. All right. So the last question, you guys are probably prepared for it if you've watched any of the episodes. I always like to ask who should be next? Who do you guys recommend next? And it could be a band. It could be several people. It could be a band member who didn't show up today that should have, Now you want to put them on the spot and give them their own episode?
I have like I said, Jose Lozano would be amazing. You already said you're working on him. Have you had Tony Williams yet?
He was one of my first.
Oh, fine. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just
He
kidding.
was-
He's amazing.
He
That's
was
why.
fantastic. Yeah. I think he was episode number 3.
Have you had Aaron
maybe.
Cole?
Aaron Cole was maybe episode number 3,
Aaron-
and I think
okay.
Tony Williams was 4.
He's just so.
You know who would actually be
Animated.
really
Aaron Cole
cool
was
is
fun.
John Peterson. Would be cool, don't you think? So John was a guitar player. He's a musician. He's actually a music teacher, and he's played with a lot of different bands, and he kind of rotates. And he's a tremendous guitar player, tremendous. And I can get you his information if you're interested. But he also is an educator, and he teaches. He teaches. Is it college or high school? One of the two. I can't remember which.
I think
That
it's high
sounds great.
school.
Yeah, and so he teaches the music, and he comes in, and he's played with a lot of different. He was with us for a very short time, but he was incredible. So I can give you that information if you're interested.
Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He's go to jams at all?
I haven't seen him at jams,
No?
but
Okay.
he's in a band. Last I heard, he was in a band called Raised on Radio.
Oh, yeah, I did a
Mhm.
I did a promo video for Race on
Did
Radio.
you?
Yeah.
Was it the?
That was actually one of the
Because
first
isn't
ones I
Raised on
did.
Radio like they're like little tributes within the entity, or is
Yeah. They
Yeah.
also do an Alabama tribute and like another
Foreigner.
tribute. Is it Foreigner?
So John,
Okay.
when John joined us, he was like, we had, of course, we like threw all these Bon Jovi songs, and like you have to learn all these things, and then we were adding to our repertoire, and I was going to say arsenal, but we were adding to
works
that at
too.
the time, and so we were like, okay, he's already coming in, and he has to learn all these songs. What do you know that we can learn so that it feels fair and stuff? And I think he was like, oh well, I'm in a Foreigner tribute, so we started playing Foreigner, and so we do one Foreigner song still, and yeah, but he's incredible guitar player, so.
Cool.
He'd be a cool, interesting guy to talk to. I was always fascinated anytime he was talking. So
Good stories to
Yeah.
tell. Cool. Anybody else got some names you want to throw out?
Can I be selfish?
you can.
You can.
I'll do it. How about this? Sean's in an amazing band called Dirty Bottles, and there's some characters.
Bring 'em.
There are some characters.
I've heard of
So-
Dirty Balls before.
Yeah.
I got to sub for them once, and it was a life-changing experience.
Is that right?
Well, it was at Boardwalk.
It
too,
was
so
a
you
life.
got-
That venue was
which
pretty
is an
bomb.
awesome stage. No, you've done twice.
Yes.
You Boardwalk and Main,
Main
Street.
Street.
So 2 really fun stages.
Yes.
You've been very spoiled.
Yes, and it was very fun.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Yeah, bring them.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
Well,
sure they'd be down.
And we
Or-
need to get.
I can
into
wrangle at
those
least a couple of 'em.
places
What's that?
Somehow we need to get there. Main
Huh.
Street and
If I had the secret, we'd already be there.
okay. All right.
we're working on it. It's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Let's do it.
We're all the way there now.
Yeah, I think there's no hidden directory on like how do you actually get into these different places,
No.
right? And then everybody communicates in a different way.
Yeah.
You might get in touch with a person, but they don't like to check their email.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to actually go to their mailbox and
Yeah.
put like a note inside or something. That's like the secret.
Oh my
I
gosh,
know,
I
right?
did. I did find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I had the phone number because that of someone who was the booking person for this place. Never got back to me, even though this person told me over Messenger to reach out to them with the contact. Then Brant Jackson, who's part of Audio Circus, told me, he's like, just email them. I emailed him, got back to me right away. I felt like saying,
It's weird, isn't it?
I mean,
some people
within
just do not communicate
an
through a certain
hour.
channel at all.
Yeah, outside of getting an agent who does it all for you, if you're self-booking like we do,
Yeah.
like I do in Dirty Bottles, it's just there's no secret sauce that I found. You just, some of it's luck, some of it's networking and talking to other people, and you just hope that you land the gigs you land and have fun, and that the most important thing there is that you do well and get invited back.
And that's why we get texts from Sean at 3 a.m. He's like, okay, so we got a gig. And I'm like, it's 3 a.m. Why are we talking about this? We have to know right now if we're going to do it. Okay.
And then I wake up at 5 in the morning and I see 458 text messages on the band string, and I'm like, can someone just give me the
summary,
Cliff
please?
Notes? What do I have to know?
AI, my friend.
AI helps with that.
And all listeners, make sure you contact John Sonic if you want a gig at Ziggy's Store.
Yes. You're welcome, John.
That is a funny one, because I when I told how I started going to Ziggy's was because Dirty Bottles had a showcase there. Giggy's, I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, we do good at the showcase, then we'll get booked there.
Yeah.
And soon found out that's not the case. But it was like learning about the jam and meeting all the people I've met through that was so much more rewarding than getting a gig at Ziggy's. Now, subsequently, I'm playing there with both bands, and that's fantastic as well. But I'm sure John will love that.
Yeah, he literally just put a post out.
Yeah,
about
I saw that. Yep, I saw that.
Do not contact me. I am not the dude.
I cannot get you a gig here.
I have a question for you, Will.
All right.
If the last question here is who would we recommend next to be on the show, my question is, who do we have to thank to invite us to be on the show today with you?
I think I reached out to you guys directly.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for doing that.
From the
I
man
think this
himself.
guy, he sold me a drum rack, and we've just been chatting about all kinds of shit. So
Yep,
See?
there you go.
Yep.
Drummers have a secret language.
Yes, we do.
They make plans. They do things.
Yep.
It's amazing. Well, we are so grateful to be here. Thank you very much for having us today.
It's been wonderful. I really
Yeah.
enjoy this, guys. Thank
Great
you.
time.
Thank you.